Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Tuesday, July 11th. We got CPI tomorrow coming out 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. So that's a big event. We're going to talk about that right now. Also, tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll have Chris Tuttle back from SPACfest tomorrow at 12 p.m. And also, we started something new yesterday. Every day at 1 p.m., we're going to do a free show. So this show is just for paid VIP users through our app. We're going to try to get the word out, grow our community. So if you see those links out there, we actually create a new link. It's going to be storytrading.com/daily update. So if you want to bring in friends, family, colleagues to listen to what we offer so we can grow our community, you can send them to storytrading.com/daily update, or just go to our twitter.com/storytrading, and we'll see new people every day at 1 p.m. so we can grow our community. CPI tomorrow. So look, I was on a Twitter space last night, and I've never seen the entire panel so bullish. Even people who are usually bearish and skeptics, they were bullish. But I'm going to be more cautious going into CPI tomorrow. Look, last week, let me just review this. What do we see with ARKK? On Thursday, we had strong jobs data from ADP, and ARKK just crashed. It did much worse than market. On Friday, ARKK was the only index or pseudo index that was up green when we had good jobs data come out, and is all related to interest rates, growth stock. So this was a clue as to what could happen tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. So if CPI comes in light, meaning lower than expected, low inflation, then you can see ARKK continue, and we'll talk about the chart right now if it does continue. But if inflation comes in hot, higher inflation than expected, I don't know why we would have a different reaction than what we had Thursday. I think this price action you saw here Thursday will have something similar, if not worse, depending on the magnitude of how hot CPI comes in. So I think it's a risk event going into tomorrow. I'm going to be looking to raise cash today. I'll have that cash ready, and I'm going to act. If a CPI comes in hot, I might short ARKK. And then if CPI comes in line or light, then I'll go. We'll see what we go long. Probably will be, go our morning picks. We'll jump into our morning picks or something like that. IWM is going to be a similar story, but let's look at ARKK. These are ones that are shining. Actually, ARKK and IWM. So ARKK, let's pull back. So you can see right here this W pattern, very clear, and you can see these tops here. There was $45 here, $45.43. It's over that 45.43 right now. Then you go all the way back to this candle right here. This candle is 45.46. It's above 45.46 right now. This looks like a gigantic cup and handle, doesn't it? On the 6-month chart, let's go to a year chart. Let's see what we have. So that was right here, that 45.46. It was right at that 50-week moving average. Remember when we became bullish on ARKK? It was when we broke above this 50-week moving average, and it's held it. But 45.46. What's after that? Go back in history. See what candles are higher above 45.46. Well, look, you got here again, 45.68. So this is like a very strong area of resistance. Even before this pop that we have here, that area right where we're at now, like 45.46 was resistance. And we got that little pop here that took us to 53. So I think that we are at a strong resistance area right now. If we get light CPI tomorrow, maybe we make a move towards the top of that candle. Maybe we can move towards that low to mid 50s on ARKK. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. And then again, if CPI comes in hot, you got to worry about the 20 DMA again, and maybe lower depending on the numbers. All right, that's ARKK. Now IWM, this is a good proxy for microcaps for those of you who are microcaps. IWM, you see all this resistance here. You see these candles, right? We got 188.98 there. We got 189.24 over here, 189. So it's right there. This is right at resistance. It wants to break out. Man, if these things break out today ahead of CPI, maybe there was a leak, or maybe there's just enough data out there that the pros can, with assurance, predict that CPI is going to beat. We'll have to see. But I'm inclined to again wait for the data because these are so close to breaking out, both IWM and ARKK. But IWM here, let's see what happens. If it breaks at 189 or so, maybe the top of these candles is where you head to next, about 192. It's not a lot though, right? 192. Let's go back 1 year. Let's see. All right. Okay. That's a more clear picture more clear picture. If you break this, it's happened multiple times, right? You had resistance here, resistance in here, resistance in here, resistance in every time it broke that resistance level, it made a move towards 198. So maybe that's the play. So maybe it makes a move back towards 198 if it breaks the resistance level we're currently at. So that's what we're going to watch tomorrow as a reaction to CPI. All right, now we're going to move into our specific stocks. Things are looking really good this morning, but we actually don't have too many specific catalysts. There is one, I think, strong specific catalyst for LLAP. So we've been on this. You've been with us since like the 130s on this, if you've been playing it, right? The ITU anticipation play. Then we had the ITU decision come out, a couple days of disappointment. Now it started booming. Yesterday, the CEO of LLAP last night responded to a tweet. Actually, first he liked a tweet that said, man, I wish the press release you guys put out was he got a $250 million payment from Rivada, a 10% down payment to build this $2.5 billion project. So the CEO liked that before the market closed, like at 7:20 or something p.m. About an hour later after the market closed, he responded to that tweet. And he said something like, hey, Rivada is a great partner. They're paying us on time. All the payments are coming through. We don't press release every payment out, right? So that's going around on stock tweets. People are really excited about that. It makes sense. That's the number one kind of bear thesis against this is Rivada going to be able to pay. So it looks like the CEO is signaling that they will be able to pay. Look, our target on this has been the 200 DMA for a while. The next target, right? If you're swinging this or something like that. So 190, 200 DMA. That's what I'm looking for. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits it today on that news, on that tweet. So 190 is what I'm looking for. A substantial position for a possible move over $2, for possible moves into the $3, $4, $5 area if and when they come out and basically explicitly say they have enough money to reach profitability without additional financing. That's the holy grail of catalysts. And if we get that, this is going to be a multi-bagger. But for today, this is still top on our list. It's been top on our watch list for a couple days, and it's been doing great. So I'm keeping it there for another day for a move to 190. That's LLAP. Now, after that, there's not a lot of specific news. There's a little bit on ASUR software, which we'll talk about, ASUR. We have some news on these big caps on NVDA, Amazon, Baba, and Meta, some catalysts, okay? But oh, wow. Let me just check the SENS. Okay. All right. Don't see specific news there, but that was on our list. We're going to talk about it today because relative strength. Okay. So not a lot of specific. What we're seeing is follow through. So we're seeing Palantir kind of breaking out, making a move towards 17. You can see that nice bounce off the 20 DMA. It broke above the top of these candles here in the 1580 area yesterday. Once it did that, I've been looking for 17 since yesterday. So that seems to be working out this morning. 17 is at cup high, and I'm holding some long term for the 20s on this, but 17 would be your swing target. Lucid, this also very similar. Palantir, very similar, breaking out yesterday, and I'm looking for the 200 DMA. It's currently at 909 and dropping, but I do see some candle resistance at 890. I did somewhere in there. Okay, maybe it's the top of this candle. There you go, top of that candle, 887. So it looks like that 200 DMA might decline and coincide with that, creating a double resistance at $8.87. So that's my target on Lucid. So these are the ones I think that have had the strongest relative strength in the morning, Palantir and Lucid. Not just the strongest relative strength, but also the charts that are showing chart breakouts, right? We also have relative strength in other names over here. But the reason I chose Palantir and Lucid is because they look like the charts are breaking out and heading towards those resistance levels I just talked about. Overstock, I did notice good relative strength here this morning. Again, no news on any of these, but this one, not as clear of a breakout. So this is fourth on the list. So top three, LLAP, Palantir, Lucid. All right, here's a couple trade ideas for you guys. ASUR and YEXT. I think these are good entries here. All right, ASUR, this is one we're fundamentally familiar with. We've interviewed the CEO. The valuation is good. It's not going to show here on the PE, but if you've been tracking their adjusted EBITDA and their sequential growth, their valuation is good. So you can see it made a move after earnings to the gapped up here, right? Had the earnings gap and then moved up. What is the bottom of that gap there? 1240. So this is pulled back, and yesterday bounced off the 20 DMA. Then this morning, they had a little bit of news with chosen by Amazon Web Services, chosen among only 12 companies to test some kind of AI stuff. All right. That catalyst itself, I don't think it's that significant, to be honest with you. But I think it's an excuse. I think it's stacked pillars, right? We bounced off the 20 DMA. You have that catalyst this morning. It's going to draw attention. And then can we break the 50 DMA here at about 1257? All right. This is the play I see here. And if we break that 50 DMA, it looks like kind of sky blue up here. All right. You'll have some candle resistance. I think there's let me see if the weekly moving, you got the weekly moving average resistance at about 1330. So I like this morning. We picked up a little bit at $12.50. Obviously, not much volume, so we couldn't pick up a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I think this is a good entry, and this is something good for the long term too. It's a good, solid company with good fundamentals. So I think it's a good entry to pick up for the long term, and possibly for a swing to break that 50 DMA and go to these candles above and that 20-week moving average. Another one, which is good, I think, for a swing, YEXT. YEXT, look at this. This is beautiful. It's had a gap on an earnings beat. It gave it all up and filled the gap here by pennies yesterday, and then bounced also off the 50 DMA. So this is purely a technical bounce off of an earnings beat is what this play is here with a relatively low RSI. I like the risk reward here. We got in yesterday, and I'm looking for a bounce to minimum the bottom of this candle here, $10.40. 10.47 is at a minimum. Maybe we can make it to 11 or 11.60. I'm not sure I'm looking for more than that. All right. What's the candle here? 11:30. So I did read an article on Seeking Alpha last night talking about the valuation and how it's fairly valued, or it's quote unquote cheap. But just basically saying, hey, they're not having high growth here. This is not a high growth sexy name. The revenue is like just up 4% year over year. So that was the thesis there. And it makes sense to me. So, and there's an AI play, by the way. So we got a lot of things going. The AI sentiment, we got the earnings that was positive. We got the technical bounce, but I'm not looking for a move back to 14 because it's not a high growth name. All right. Just looking for a bounce off that to those levels I told you about. That's YEXT. Really, we're continuing to we added to this yesterday. This is beautiful. Look at that gap and run the other day. The analyst upgrade yesterday from Needham, $42 price target. That 42. Look at this big W pattern that's forming over here. There's also another AI play. There's a Microsoft Bing. This is a beautiful chart. Wow, look at that W. And then look at this above the 20 weeks. So this is why we added more to YEXT yesterday, above the 20-week moving average. You know what? I'm going to move YEXT up. I just really like that chart. I'm moving YEXT up to number 4 on our list over here in terms of what I think can outperform today. All right, YEXT and Overstock is more like a hope. Okay. So there we go. And then did I say YEXT? I'm sorry. I meant PERI. Okay. PERI. Yes. PERI and YEXT. Sure. We'll do it in that order. All right. So there we go. All right. So PERI looking really good for today. All right. Then we have no news, continuation in DraftKings on the big earnings, analyst upgrades and new 52-week highs daily. This is like 3 days. I feel like today I feel like it's probably starting to get a little bit exhausted on DraftKings. I like it for the long term. I like the fundamentals, but I didn't put this at the top of the list because how many days in a row can you go up just on analyst upgrade? So I feel like DraftKings could be played out a little bit for right now for today. Wolf, looking for a move back up towards the highs, 69 or so. Chart looks good. Higher lows here the last few days, so continuing to like that. And in fact, I'm going to move Wolf a little bit up here. So Wolf will move after PERI. How about that? Okay, great. And then Carvana, we ended up getting back in the small size. Look, this thing, it was just, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't play it in big size because of the fundamentals. But this is the neighborhood we're playing in. It broke all the resistance levels. Well, the next one's $42.49. That's the next resistance level, $42.49. Once you break $42.49, then you're playing with these candles here up in the 50s. So 30 to 50 was always the target on this after it broke the 50-week moving average. So right on track. We're not really playing it. I think we might have a very small position we got in yesterday, but continues to look really, really good. And they've had a bunch of catalysts as well. Look at these moves off the 20 DMA. Man, look at that July 5th, hit $23 just a few days ago. That would have been a nice pickup off the 20 DMA. But they had some news also yesterday with the EV, used car EV sales, growing exponentially. We covered this yesterday morning with Vegas. So Carvana continuation looks good. Then we have these mega caps, which, these are the four that I think have the best chance of outperforming today. Meta on continued chatter about threads and the fundamental impact threads can have on the company. Then we have NVDA, got an upgrade today. They were hurt a little pressure because they're being removed. They're being not removed, but they're being reduced in the QQQ ETF. That's what kept it down yesterday. Otherwise, I think this thing would probably have been 440 already this week. It was looking really good at the end of the last week. So, but anyway, we got an analyst coming out this morning saying $550, increase from $500 to $550. Those price targets, if you remember, right after earnings, all the analysts are right around 400. Now, every few days, we see analysts increasing to about 500 because they're seeing data of, good momentum in AI sector. So, continue to like NVIDIA for the long term. It's just that we have to contend with this QQQ reduction, and could have been a one-day move. I'm not sure. Maybe it was all front run yesterday. I'm not sure. Okay, but NVIDIA, I continue to like it for the long term, and those price targets looking good by the analysts. And we got BABA, which continued kind of momentum off of China and tech crackdown ending in China, and all the news about Ant Financial. It's hard for me to have big position in BABA because I worry about geopolitical stuff, and it's very volatile because of geopolitics. But if I didn't know about any of that, then I would like BABA here. And BABA has probably the best chart right now out of the ones we just talked about, NVIDIA and Meta. And Amazon, the other one, also being pressured yesterday because of QQQ reduction. Amazon was yesterday, but today is Amazon Prime Day. Analyst upgrades keep on coming out. This morning there was one with a $140 price target. We also got the AI potential of Amazon, and that brings us to Vegas in just a second. The last thing I just want to point out is Talk had a really good, now going back to the microcaps. I continue to hold Talk in the long-term account. That's that digital healthcare company, and also SENS, which is the continuous glucose monitoring that's competing with Dexcom. They're continuing to have some relative strength. All right. And with that, let's head on over to Vegas. Hello, am I here? Good morning, Vegas. Hello? Oh, okay. She's having technical issue. We'll see if they will need to connect. Okay, she's probably gonna try again. All right. So while we wait for her to come back, let's see. We can check our newsfeed real quick. Wow, Kodak continues to read. MSOS will continue to monitor that. And let me just. Wow, Air has earnings tomorrow, Thursday. Don't forget about Air earnings on Thursday. I see Vegas is still having issues with their AV. We'll see if she can figure that out or not. But okay, let's just look at her newsfeed while we wait. Generac raised to buy from hold over here. You can take a look at that. Man, Generac has been a beast. Palantir. Athena expands partnership to include Tokyo Electron for real-time collaborative analytics, semiconductor fab equipment performance. Who is Athena? Athena provides data on, I don't know why. Palantir. Athena is a partnership between Merck and Palantir. Okay. All right. Cool. A little bit of news on Palantir. So let's see if we got anything else. Beyond Steak, the number one new plant-based meat item in retail, is now available at nearly 14,000 stores nationwide following expanded distribution. Ooh, that's been kind of moving up with Carvana. And here we go. That's interesting. Beyond Meat, over that 200-day moving average. This is an interesting one. We're going to move this to the top of the list. Beyond. People love their short squeeze names right now. And let's head on. Let's head Beyond up to the top. We'll put it right near the top under PERI. Let's put it under Beyond so we can watch it closer. Beyond Carvana. Let's do that. All right. Very interesting. So Beyond on the move. All right. So it looks like Vegas has had some AV issues today and won't be able to join us. So let's just spend a couple more minutes to finalize what our top 3 to 5 picks are and go through this news feed here. Shutterstock expands partnership with OpenAI. Actually, she did make it. All right, let's just add. Shutterstock expands partnership with OpenAI, signs new 6-year agreement to provide high-quality training data. All right, we'll have to look at that later. What's this ANX announces? Okay. All right, let's head on over. We'll try once more for Vegas. Let's go.
Good morning, Ben. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Vegas. You slammed. You got Carvana. You gave us that yesterday morning, and it just exploded.
Yeah,
so that was a great pick.
Yeah, that was a nice one. Nice trade. Nice trade on the comments too, and looking for the continuation as well. So any dips looks good to me on Carvana.
Awesome.
So what do you got on your list today?
That. It's on near the top of our list. What else you got on your list?
I think the same ones as you. I mean, I'm watching NVDA. BABA, as you know, has Amazon has Prime Day starting today. So looking for some action potentially on BABA. And, BABA to me in longer term is what I'm liking, because I'm looking for the spinoff or the split of the company. So to get some free shares of the new company or the new divisions.
Yeah.
So pretty much those are the ones I'm watching. I have some other ones that I'm watching, but there's no catalyst on them. So I know you like to trade catalyst, so I'm not going to mention them.
How about BYND? BYND just had some news this morning, and that's been kind of moving similarly as Carvana. Is that
what's the catalyst on Beyond Meat?
Just a press release out that now available at nearly 14,000 stores following expanded distribution.
Well, I guess, is that exciting? I mean, I will say it's heavily shorted. So I will say Beyond Meat is a really nice setup if you are patient, looking for a squeeze on Beyond Meat. So 42%? I think this is a good one for shorts to get squeezed. So that's what I would like to see. But if you take Beyond Meat, you have to definitely take with time, at least a month out or more, because weekly trade may take more than a week to squeeze these guys. So we'll see if this triggers. But I don't have it as a day trade right now. Let me just see my watch list. No, I don't have it on my watch list. I have it on my list, but it's not for day trade.
Okay, so we're gonna look at Beyond. Maybe there'll be some excitement of Carvana. People who miss Carvana. What's your short position? What do you got on Beyond as a short data, a short float?
I have no idea. I'd have to look at it.
Okay.
I don't have a short float.
My TD is showing 42%, but it's been wrong.
What site do you use for that?
I've been using the TD app, TD Ameritrade app.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, their data's been really funky lately.
Yeah, okay. I'll look at shortsqueeze.com is what I like to try to use. And I should go 42.9%.
Oh, so it matches. All right, beautiful.
Yeah, so they matched nicely. Yeah.
So that's
Beyond Meat has a catalyst about the news about being number one in retail. Not number one, the number one plant-based meat, following an expanded distribution to 14,000 stores. And if you look at the weekly chart, this is a beautiful chart, gorgeous chart. There's no reason. The catalyst behind it is that there's a short squeeze coming. The catalyst is just icing on the cake to make people want to buy the stock, so that the squeeze can start. So I really like Beyond Meat for a swing trade, and I like it on the commons as well. So, BYND, let's see here what the stock's trading at right now at 15.49. So what's your target on this one?
All right, let me see what I got. Okay, Beyond Meat. Wow, you got to go back a ways. It looks like it can break 16. Let me see. 16.
Yeah, I got 16.65 and then 17.28 is what I have.
Yeah. 16. Actually, okay, here we go. 16 to about 19 in that neighborhood is where I'd like to see it get.
Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, So looks good for the beautiful squeeze. And looking to see if we have momentum. So I want to see the action come in here and start the squeeze. But that chart, I love the fact that the chart's nice, because when the chart's beautiful, buyers will step in to swing trade the stock. So the squeeze can start. And all the travel stocks look really nice too.
All right. Sounds good. We're running a little bit late. So the top.
Okay, you guys have a good day.
All right. Thanks, Vegas. Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye. So the top picks for today are going to be LLAP, PLTR, Lucid, and Beyond, then PERI. Let's make it top 5. Let's include PERI there. Those are our top 5. LLAP, PLTR, Lucid, Beyond, and PERI. We'll be back at 1 p.m. to check on how we did. So 1 p.m. at StoryTrading.com/daily update. And for those of you who have our app, you'll get a push notification. You can access it through the app. All right, guys, good luck today. We've been killing it many days in a row, choosing stocks that have been beating the markets. Let's see if we can do it today. Good luck. Take care, everyone.